And the only choice you have now is to decide. There is an ongoing war. Whether you like it or not, you are a participant. You can be a willing participant. You can be an unwilling participant. The only thing you cannot not be is participant. You are a participant, willingly or unwillingly. You don't need to do Satan anything for Satan to fight you. It is in the nature of the devil to be devilish. That's what he is by nature. So it's past the time to say, I'm not looking for anybody's trouble. I'm just minding my own business. I don't want... It's too late. It's too late. The world is a bloody theater of war. So I came to say to you, whatever the antecedents, whatever the history of your life may be, maybe you don't even know who your biological father is. Right where you are is a good place to start from. Yes, it's a very good place to start from. Every time you talk about King David, you think of a king with so much royalty and power. Where did David get the dexterity of life and the skill of hand that he had so much? It was in those days of his seclusion, hated by friends and family, rejected by father. How do they say to you, bring all your children, and you brought everybody except one? Whose son was David then? It didn't matter that he was forgotten by his father. It was God's choice. How did he become the choice of God? David himself could give no explanation. He said, God liked me to make me king. You don't know that's how you got here. There is no logical explanation you can give to your uprising in the spirit that people have not done more serious things and have not attained to anything. People have prayed more than you have prayed. They have fasted more than you have fasted. People have been brought up by disciplinarian fathers and mothers who have ended up as nobodies and vagabonds. People have been brought up in some of the best circumstances of life, and yet it didn't turn out the way everybody would have expected. How is it you that God gave you the opportunity to see the things you see and to hear the things that your ears hear? It is simply because God likes you. He likes you. David said he liked me to make me king. And there is no formula for liking. You see how somebody likes chocolate, another person likes strawberry? There's no formula. Like, if you want to like chocolate, what do you do? Like, personally, I don't like chocolate. Everybody in my house does. My wife does, my children do, but I don't like chocolate. You cannot legislate preference. You can't legislate it. You cannot legislate liking. Some people like draw soup. Some people like bakery. All right? You can't legislate. And you can't even teach people how to like in the real sense of the word. Like, I want to teach you how to like strawberry. No, it doesn't work. I don't like strawberry. I don't like strawberry. You like vanilla. Somebody else likes strawberry. That's what I like. Vanilla is not bad. I just don't like it. Strawberry is not bad. I just don't like it. Maybe chocolate is not bad. I just don't like it. David said, God liked me to make me king. Just in case you think you fasted hard and you prayed hard. You know, Pierston was telling you some things. It is purely the election of grace. That was why I resolved that I wasn't going to change that surname. My children are going to bear that Odoma. And when you hear them and when you call them by that Odoma, I will be the only thing that comes to your mind. After that when my days are over and I bow my head, there will be only one Odoma still standing in all of human history. It will be this one. You know why? Because a man can make himself strong for a house. David did it so well. God came to him and said, no matter what happens, because of you, this dynasty will never fail to have someone sit as king. So when the children of David misbehaved, when his grandson misbehaved so terribly, instead of taking the kingdom away from him, God remembered the covenant he had made with David. And so God had to come with a creative arrangement in order to see to it that justice is done, and at the same time to see to it that covenant is kept. So God had to split the kingdom into two. There was Israel and there was Judah. That was God being creative because he made a commitment to a man that had died many decades ago. I'm saying, sir, that you can make yourself strong for your house. So I know everything your daddy could have done that he did not do, and everything that your mama could have done that she did not do. But now the ball is in your court, and I came to ask you, what will you do for your house? What will you do for your house? What will you do for your house? And when I'm talking of your house, look backwards and look forward. Look backwards and look forward. There's a house out of which you came, and there's a house you are supposed to be building. You should become the bridge that holds them integrated into one. That when people look at you, they will look backwards. Things have changed because of you. They will look forward. Things have changed because of you. Ma, will you make yourself strong for your house? We came to war, and I'd like for you to know that it is a war of houses. This is something that should transcend you, transcend your generation. That in the days to come, the memory of your labor will still be yielding dividends on the face of the earth. That people will stumble into things and they will have encounters with God, because once upon a time you prayed the prayer. That people will stumble into a place, they will have encounters with God, because once upon a time you built an altar. What will you do for your house? If you have a voice, let the heavens hear it now. What will you do for your house? No matter how long the war might be, it was won in the lifetime of David. We will win this war, and we will win it in our lifetime. Will you make yourself strong for your house, or will you be a continual complainer concerning your house? I came to ask you a question. What about your house? Now that you are here, what about your house? Will you stand in the gap? There might be nobody else joining you. David walked stronger and stronger, but the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. You might be the only one fighting against a horde of enchanters and enchantment and necromancer. You might be the only believer out of that household, but you can make yourself strong for your house. Ibiakoma lomo emenene makoma ememena koma iya kome ai koma lemena to meme. Iya keme mano kabalame iya nana so mamarana Ibininana Aibena komela mo sabela Ibai komana tuane kebela Abrikamenati Aibena komale makomena twa Ya nene komela mena Abira no kabara temele. Can you call your father's house? Let Reuben live and not die. Akwaka popo tatatala. The Ottoman dynasty lives because there is a man that has found God, and in God the man found help. I give you 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more. Will you make yourself strong for your house? This is not personal victory. This has to be community. This has to be family. Akepopopa kapuataka ikakwakemelo mo segapia komaleke metoma arekomba sikabia kope patate akwakimi akabarakatome la basalio. Can you stand in the gap for your house? Can you stand in the gap for your house? No matter how long the war might be, we are not handing it over to our children. We will see the end of this battle in our lifetime. Arena makombe papatwa kaparatela ibanasila mokoma iekabe kabakuba iko paratela. It's a long war, but we will fight to the finish. It's a long war, but we will fight to the finish. Having done all to stand, we will still be standing. Ayanama salima kobera kakwaka milatame. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. I want to tell you something before I sit. As I grew up in discipleship, at the point I went to my father in the Lord, and I said to him, what do I do about my immediate family? I'm the firstborn of my dad. At that time I had 5 siblings. Now I have 6 of them. There's 7 of us in the family. By the way, I'm the firstborn of my dad. I'm not the firstborn of my mom. But I'm the firstborn of my father. And I had siblings. I was very zealous, very evangelistic. So I told my father in the Lord, what do I do? And he said, I tell you something that has worked for me. I said, yes, sir. He said, I prayed for my household. Because I'm a preacher of the gospel and a missionary. And I prayed, God, as you send me on missions for other people's lives, raise missionaries for my own family. That was the wisdom that came to me by my father and the Lord, and that became my prayer. So I just concentrated on being a Christian at home. And my secret prayer was that God will raise missionaries for my family. Believe me, that's exactly what God did. Some of my siblings got born again through my own people that call me their father in the Lord. I'm telling you the truth. I remember one of the days when I ran into my younger brother in a conference. I didn't know how he got there. I realized that it is one of my own convert that had led him to Christ, and they've been doing their own discipleship. The person I was discipling was the one that was discipling my own sibling. God answered that prayer to the letter. He raised, there's none of my siblings that I can say I led to Christ. Like, say the sinner's prayer, but there's none of them that is not saved. And several of them got born again through people that are actually very close to me. It may be difficult to reach your family directly, salvifically. But can you try the prayer that my father and the Lord recommended? Oh God, raise missionaries for my family members. Can you pray that prayer?